Okay, so my plan is to make this video very short and very to the point so that you're not waiting around for ages to learn what you actually came here to learn. So what we're going to cover in this video is obviously how to import on LingQ, but that really isn't that difficult. So I'm going to show you how to really incorporate this import function into a better study routine using LingQ and how to get the most out of this learning platform. As you probably know, LingQ is a multi-platform app or service. I currently use it mostly on the iPad and they've updated the UI interface, but for this video, because you need to install a plugin, we're going to go over to the laptop to continue. Before we start talking about plugins and different things, you can do a lot from the LingQ app itself. So if we go over to the lesson feed and then news feed, as you can see, there are plenty of different articles available to you to import straight away from the different sources. There's one thing to keep in mind: certain sources will require you a membership, will require for you to have a membership in order to access. However, many also do not. For example, this one, if I click import, the article itself will open up in a different tab, which I can go through. However, what we're really interested in is that it is directly imported into a lesson for you to study in LingQ, with the new words in blue, words seen before and saved in a sort of yellow shade, and then anything that I have learned already is not highlighted. So by importing from a source, Tagesschau, we can see that it has already created a course for us. And as you can see here, I've already imported other articles from this website, and they're all saved in the same course folder, so I can go through them one by one. So anytime I look at the news feed and see an article I want to read from this Tagesschau or any other particular one, I can import it. It will go straight into a course and I can review it later then as well. It is not just German. As you can see, there's plenty of sources available for you to import in Japanese here and any other language you wish. This goes the same for everything else I will be talking about today. I'll use German as an example because that is what I've spent the most time on recently. However, any other language does work. One thing that's important to do before you start importing yourself is to see and check if what you're trying to import is already on the LingQ platform. So you can search courses here. For example, I do a lot of importing from YouTube. So if I just look up YouTube here and I'll sort by likes. So you see various different imports from YouTube already in the LingQ space. So I can look through these, go through these if I want to, before committing myself to import them from YouTube. This is really important because, as you see, with the free version, you get only 5 imported lessons. You're able to save 20 links. If you click my link in the description, however, you can get an extra 100 links to try out before you decide, if you decide to upgrade to the premium version. As you can see, I've got the 24-month version and I've created over 27,000 links and imported almost 900 different lessons. So I think it's very, very worth it. However, that's up to you to decide yourself. Okay, so let's show you actually how to import now. And then we're going to go into the import function. So you can import something straight to here, or you scroll down and we're going to start with the Chrome extension. There's also Safari and Firefox. I'm going to use Chrome extension to make this video more accessible. So as you can see, I have already installed it, but all you're going to do is click this and it's going to be up here into the LingQ importer. As you know, I enjoy podcasts, so let's import one here. So this is one here about relaxation and how meditation works from SWR 2. You can find whatever you want in your own language. So I'm going to download the audio. I'm also going to scroll down because there is a transcript available. There we go. To get everything sorted in LingQ, I'm going to go to library, import. I have the German here. I can choose a level. So I'm probably going to pick advanced 2 as this is native content. A course, you can create your own here. I already have the SWR 2 Wissen here. You can see all of the other courses I have created. Then we're going to type the name of our lesson, but we don't really have to do that because it's already here. We're going to copy this. I'm going to copy and paste. As you can see, it's all pasted in here now. Next, we got to do something for the audio. Of course, I could easily just listen to it on Spotify while I'm reading. However, for the completeness of this, I'm going to upload the audio file. Here it is here. We're going to open. Has the attached file here. All we have to do now is just save. And there we go. The episode is imported into LingQ as a lesson with the audio here, and I can go through it later, probably. This might be my study for today. This episode is not only just a podcast, but it also is a blog post. So in order for me to show you an example of how to import directly from Google without downloading something in advance, we are going to just click up here to the extensions, the LingQ importer function here. You might have to sign in first. We have language you want to import into, and the import into the course. So we'll go back to the SV Arts 5 Wissen. You can add some tags if you want. So let's just import this. Okay, it's done, and let's open the lesson to see how it turned out. Okay, as you can see, it did not import the actual transcript and the audio like we did for the podcast version. However, on a blog post, the text that's on the screen that is relevant will be imported, as you can see.
Willkommen.
Where it starts, and then you can continue down page or horizontal in this case as you go further. Okay, that is about everything I want to show you from Google and importing blog post articles, etc, etc. Now we're going to move over to Netflix and importing shows from Netflix. I searched up some German series to show you. If you can't access anything like this, I suggest downloading something like NordVPN or a similar VPN service so that you can change your IP address to get some German shows or whatever language you're looking for. So we'll start with Biohackers. So you're going to click into it. I'm not sure if I can show any of it, so I'm going to try and pause it as soon as possible. Okay, paused, good. So what we're going to do now is go back to the plugin, go to link importer. Same thing will happen, it'll pop up on the screen. You're going to go import to, I don't have this one here, so we're going to go new course, Biohackers. As you can see, I already tried this one. We're going to import then, and we're going to open lesson. Okay, and here we have it here. Typically, I wouldn't extensively study a Netflix series. I would just use it as passive and watch it to get exposure. But if you want to, you can import the transcript or the subtitles into Link and go through it line by line and learn words that way. And of course, if you remember from the very beginning, I mentioned that you should first scour the Link platform for YouTube videos that you might be interested in watching first before you go out and look for your own. Okay, but how do you actually find things on YouTube, and what's the best way to gather resources to import to Link? So there's a few different ways to do this. You can either take recommendations from people. I will do my favorite German YouTubers soon in an upcoming video if you're interested. However, if you don't already know good places to import videos from, might want to start looking up videos you're interested in. So this is learning to invest tips for beginners. This is a video that I want to import as a lesson and go through it to learn vocab about investing and stuff like that. I could have chose anything that I'm interested in learning vocab for. This is just a good example in this case. So as you can see, there are subtitles in this video. However, they're auto-generated. If you find a video that is just German, so not auto-generated, that means that the producer of the video has hand-typed the subtitles into the video so that you know they are correct, and you do not have to do this second step. However, the second step is a very good way to improve your listening comprehension, and that is importing it into Link. So I already have a Finanzfluss course, so I'm going to import it into that. I'm going to open the lesson. Okay, it's taking a little while to load, but it's loaded in. The text is loaded into the software now. And you can also see the video. So you can go to the video, it'll play on the side. It's pretty slow at the moment, but it'll play on the side. I'm going to pause it before it does, and then you can go through it like this, saving words that you don't know. However, as I said, because the subtitles have been auto-generated, you can't be 100% sure that they are correct. So what you're going to do in this case is you're going to edit the lesson. So I've split the screen into the YouTube video on the left-hand side and the text onto the right-hand side. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through it, listen along, and whenever I hear that what is said in the video does not match what's said in the text, I'm just going to correct it myself. So that's basically it. That's how I have been using YouTube as a way to improve my listening comprehension in this text correction manner. And I'm going to be importing a lot of things doing it this way because it really makes you focus on what you're hearing, and the better the person's accent and pronunciation is, the less corrections that you're going to have to make. So as we see here, plenty of different videos show up. However, what I want to do is go to filters and then subtitles. You want to subtitle them because otherwise it won't be able to import into Link because it has nothing to add as text. One of my favorite uses of Link is to read books through Link and make the books into different lessons. This is a little more tedious than the other methods I've explained for the other media sources and how to import those into Link. So you're going to go to the main library page and click import, and then there's an import ebook function at the top here. And basically all you have to do is just get the file for your ebook. And these are the supported formats they can do. You can find an ebook domain. I chose this one to get some German books. And all you got to do is just download the ebook in an EPUB format. I like that the best. And then import it into here. It's fairly straightforward. However, doing it this way provides you with lessons that look like this, where there's just the entire book split into different parts depending on how many words it can fit in per lesson. This is fine. This is doable. It's the easiest way to do it. However, I prefer when it looks something like this, where I have the different chapters split into it with the name of the chapter as the lesson title, and then I can go chapter by chapter, which I think is a much more enjoyable way to read rather than having to guess where the chapter ends and when the new one begins in this format. However, how do you get to this format? So there's not much I can say on here without maybe some legal issues, but I'd always recommend buying the book first. So you always buy the book, and then there are some websites where you can download ebooks for free. I'm not saying you should use them, but you can use them. And you can download them in a doc format, open it into Google Docs, perhaps, and then you can copy and paste into the import function, which I showed you at the very beginning with the podcast, the text for each chapter, and then work it that way. If the chapter has more than 4,000 words, it'll split it into different sections. It doesn't quite work all the time, so that's why having the book handy that you've bought so that you can read it then if this method messes up. Some authors will encrypt the books, so you might have to download something which I'll link in the description to remove the encryption so that you can import it into Link. I will also link a tutorial on how to do this in the description as well. A great part about the app is that when you do not have access to an audio file, you're able to generate audio for the lesson itself in the Link app. You see that here for German and later with Chinese.
Ich leuchtete aus purer Neugier mit der Taschenlampe durch ein Fenster, konnte aber nichts sehen. Es führte hinaus in endlose Dunkelheit. Ich glaubte, auf der anderen Seite Stimmen zu hören, aber das konnte auch der kalte Wind sein.
从前有一只兔子住在农场里，因为它可以跳得很高，农场里其他动物都很羡慕它。
And that's about it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe so you keep up to date if you want to follow me on my journey learning Japanese and German this year. And yeah, see you in the next one. Goodbye.